Okay, so this is a word problem using a system of linear equations. So Austin will rent a car for the weekend, and he has a choice between two different plans. The first plan has an initial fee of $48 and costs an additional 15 cents per mile driven. And the second plan has an initial fee of $55 and costs an additional 13 cents per mile driven. And what they want to know is, for what amount of driving do the two plans cost the same? And then what is the cost when the two plans cost the same? So first of all, we need to figure out how much that it costs to rent the car. So the first plan, okay, so the first plan, so I'm just going to call it, we'll just, I like to use variable names that kind of make sense. So I'm going to call it cost. The cost is C. So the cost equals, the first plan has an initial cost of $48 and an additional 15 cents per mile driven. So the first plan cost $48 plus 0.15 times the number of miles driven. So you could also say y equals 48 plus 0.15x. Okay, but I always like to just label it what it is. So I'm saying cost is 48 plus 0.15 m. But notice it's the same equation. So I can either solve for C and M or solve for X and Y. And my second plan cost is $55 initially plus 0.13 times the number of miles driven. So the first one is $48 plus 15 cents a mile. The second one is $55 plus 13 cents a mile. And then they want to know, when are they equal? So when does this cost 1 equal cost 2? So that happens. So for what amount are they the same? When 48 plus 0.15 m equals 55 plus 0.13 m. So they're equal when these are the same. So now it's just solving a system. We just have one equation, one unknown. So I like my the number with my variable to be positive. So I'm going to subtract 0.13 m from both sides. $48 plus 0.02 m equals 55. And then I'm going to subtract 48 from both sides. 0.02 m equals 55 minus 48 is 7. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 0.02. So m equals 7 divided by 0.02. So one of the reasons I like to use M and C, so I know it's miles and costs, is so when it asks me how many miles, I know I'm putting in the right thing, right? And then it gave us a calculator. So 7 divided by 0.02 is 350. So when the miles are 350, that's when the cost is the same. So at less than 350 miles, this plan will cost less than this plan because this has a higher upfront cost. And then you can check it. So if we go 48 plus 0.15 times 350, so when I put that back in at 350 miles, the cost one, well, that's actually what's asking us the second time. What is the cost when the two plans are the same? And it's 100.5. I just wanted to show you it's the same no matter which equation we use. And if I put it in the 350 into this second equation, I get the same thing, 55 plus 0.13, 13 times 350, I get 100.5. We'll do one more of those. Okay, 2 pools are being filled with water. The first pool contains 107 liters of water, and the second pool is empty. Water is being added to the first pool at a rate of 16.25 liters per minute. Water is being added to the second pool at 47.75 liters per minute. After how many minutes will the pools have the same amount of water? Right, so the first pool pool 1 has 1,007 liters of water, and we're adding water at plus 16.25 liters per minute. So every minute I'm adding 16.25. So how much water is in the pool is going to be, after 1 minute, it's going to be 1,007 plus 16.25. After 2 minutes, it'll be 1,007 plus 16.25 times 2, and so on. So if we multiply this by the 16.25 by the number of minutes and add this on, that's how much water will be in pool 1. And the second pool is empty. So P2 is empty. So basically it's 0 plus the rate that we're adding it, 42.75 minutes. So this one starts empty. So after 1 minute, it has 42.75 liters. After 2 minutes, it has 42.75 times 2, and so on. And then again, they want to know when will the 2 pools have the same amount? So when does P1 equal P2? So we're just going to set those equal to each other. 1,007 plus 16.25 M equals 47.75 M. And then I'm going to subtract 16.25 from both sides, 16.25 M, sorry. 1,007 equals, we have a calculator, but that is, let's see, 42, let me just use the calculator, 42.75 minus 16.25, 26.5. And divide both sides by 26.5. And so that is 1,007 over 26.5. And this is 38 minutes. So after 38 minutes, the 2 pools will have the same amount of water in them. And we put this into either equation to find out how much water is in the pool. So we can go 1,007 plus 16.25 times 38, or we could go 42.75 times 38. I just want to show you, they should give me the same answer. 16.25 times, oops, should have been a plus. me change it. So after 38 minutes, pool 1 has 1624.5 liters, and pool 2 has 42.75 times 38. $1624.5. So these should match because that's what we are trying to do. After how many minutes are they the same?